different moments of motherhood. So I feel like I have my feet firmly planted in two different seasons because my oldest is graduating and my youngest is in her last year of elementary school. And as I've been considering this, I've been thinking a lot about, the different moments of motherhood. I know I said that, but specifically what that means for memory making, for investing in what seems like a very final chapter in a lot of ways with my oldest. And I've been thinking about kind of the journey that we've been on. So we homeschooled him from the beginning, and part of our testimony is that we found out we were expecting him as teenagers, and I did what I thought I needed to do, which was I went to the library and I thought, okay, I'm going to learn how to parent this human. I'm going to learn how to give him the best possible start in life. And so part of that meant researching parenting, and I read stacks and stacks of parenting books. And in those books, without having a real understanding of salvation or grace, I kind of pulled together what I thought would be a successful parenting mode, whatever. And it looked like, and so I would go back and I would tell my now husband, which we were both 17, and so I started with, well, I think we need to get married, and he said, okay. And I said, well, I think we need to go to church every Sunday, and he said, okay. I said, I think I want to stay home with the baby, and he said, okay. My husband is very willing to support whatever crazy ideas I have. And then I said, well, and also some of the books I've been reading have talked about how homeschooling will give, the baby the best advantage. And my husband said, okay, maybe we should wait until he's here before we make educational decisions. And that's one of my favorite stories. But I've been thinking a lot about, this journey that we've been on because, every year I had to study so much to stay ahead of my kids and, to provide myself with a quality education so I could in turn provide them with one. And that has meant a lot of our family culture has been built around learning and the lifestyle of learning and education. And that has been a huge part of our family. And I've also considered, what does that look like moving forward? And of course I have all those other concerns about parenting a young adult and what that looks like. I'm not concerned for him. He already has been accepted into the program in the field he's going to go in. That's not my concern. My concern is me. I've never parented a young adult before, and so this is something that I'm really considering right now, and that I've really been working on and thinking about. And this week in particular, I've been considering that. They're very early years. I did not post a lot of photos about them online. I still don't post a lot of photos of them online. But also, I am a photographer and I am a mom, and being a mom is a huge part of my identity. And so thinking about what to share and kind of how to differentiate like my experience and my identity and that with also my personality and my philosophy on mothering, what does it look like? And so some of the questions I'm asking are, what kinds of things, like what kind of clips could I show in my videos or on my website that don't often show their faces? Of every once in a while I do show their faces, but that I don't often show their faces or give away like personal details, because I don't want them to have, an SEO before they can vote. I think that's a little ridiculous. And please don't hear that as a judgment on other people. That's strictly me. I do tend to be a private person, and so learning to have that dual nature of not just making pretty photos but also sharing them, and maybe sharing things before I feel like I'm fully ready to. That's also been something I've been considering this week. And to kind of wrap it all up, so when I think about my mothering journey, I think about a lot of the philosophies that we started out with that have served us really well. Attachment parenting was great baby wearing and nursing was great for all of our children. Me staying home with them has been wonderful. The doing life together, homeschooling, that has been something I definitely am thankful for and grateful for. And so as I'm trying to treasure up these last few months with him home, and also trying to be excited for his next season, but also it's kind of bringing a special sweetness to my 9-year-old and all the things that I still have left to teach her. And that is where I'm walking. That's what I'm thinking about, and that is what my week has been about this week. What about you?